Do you love that? And I would choose you again. I would choose you every time. So I need to put like a little commercial spot in here. I am at this time, depending on if you're watching this now or next year or whatever, at this time I still have room for one-to-one clients. I live in a small town, so my foot traffic is getting busier, but the population isn't that big, so there's not as many people to call on. I am working on my online coaching, kind of getting some things, programs set up, DIY stuff that can just be evergreen, that you can just watch my videos and check your email and follow the directions. And people who are generally healthy and just want to do a boost your health 4-month deep dive detox and parasite cleanse with Cellcore, I offer that as like a do-it-yourself package, because it really, the company is amazing. They have the right tools. I always recommend, if you do some, I like Paleo Valley, that's what I sell in my store, their mushroom complex and their organ complex and a magnesium, and do that with your parasite cleanse, and then avoid the 7 most deadly inflammatory foods, at least while you're doing the cleanup for those 4 months. Like, you will just elevate yourself to that next level of wellness so much faster. Can you do it all without adding those other things, without changing your diet? You can. You absolutely can. If you're on a budget, you can do it. But I got a little bit sweaty. But changing your diet isn't that expensive. That's actually the cheapest way to do it. If a person wants to throw in some fasting, that's even better, because you're going to stimulate stem cells. You're going to do some autophagy, healing as you go. All those things can be kind of rough, especially if you're totally new to it. If you haven't walked in any of this before, it can be super overwhelming. So with that DIY program, I'm going to give you those tools and those tips, and then you pick and you choose, and you start with 1 thing or 2 things the first month, and then month 2 you bring those with you. You bring those with to month 2, and then you add on. And we got to start looking at your toxic load. We got to change your products in your house. We got to change the products you're putting on your skin. We got to talk about your teeth and your dental work and your oral hygiene. So each month we layer it in. We work on mental health stuff. We work on emotions. Whether your tool is going for a walk like this, morning meditation, yoga, it doesn't matter to me. It's your jam. You pick. Journaling is an awesome tool, and just positivity. So we're going to let go of the negative. We're going to work on the positive. We're going to work on trapped emotions. I've got an emotional detox scan that would be added. That would be on top of your program. Some people have a hard time getting rid of parasites even in month 2 if their emotions are blocked. So yeah, it can be really unique. You never know who you are or what your program is going to turn out to be. And then in that DIY, I offer a quick consultation. If you're stuck, you can make an appointment with me, like for half an hour. There is a little added fee to it, but I'll help you troubleshoot those things. I'll help you work on those things. A lot of people, like myself, are really enjoying all the free content that creators like myself and other people, I'm going to go train with Barbara O'Neill. So like, she's got great content, all this stuff that we have free access to, all this amazing content. Well, the main trick is doing it and sticking to it. Like, I'm all about stick-to-itiveness, like, because I'm always preaching to myself, I have gained and lost the same 20 or 30 pounds probably 4 times in my life. I'm 50 now, and you know how it is, where you feel empowered, you make the program work, because they all work if you work it. The treadmill in your basement, it works if you get on it. Those exercise videos that you bought 10 years ago, they would have worked too if you would have done it for longer than 2 weeks. We have to stick with it, even whether it's exercise, supplements, any of that, like I myself am guilty of always being in that sore phase because like I was doing wall Pilates just like last month. Really, didn't make me sore. My body knew it was doing something, but it wasn't terrible. But you know how that is. You start a workout and you have that little bit of stiff and soreness, and then you do it for a couple weeks and you're kind of feeling good, your energy's back, your clothes kind of fit better, and then something happens. You're gone for the weekend, or company shows up, or your schedule gets interrupted, and then all of a sudden you're not doing it again. So then you have to go around the hill and recommit, and then you're sore again. You're sore all over. So whether it is, financial habits, work habits, goals with your kids, sticking to grounding. Like my kids never minded being grounded because I forgot 2 days into it. I never stuck to it. So all these things in life where we lack self-discipline, it's a big deal. For me, for females, I don't know about men, but it is such a cycle. And my attitude, my stick-to-itiveness, whether I'm firm about things or whether I'm laxy-daisy, it's a cycle. It all depends on where you're at during the month, like what your give a shit is like. And your hormones, when you have that little bit more testosterone, and during that time, that's when you start new projects. And then you have that drive, and then your testosterone drops off, and your estrogen kicks up, and now you don't care. Like, it's just so hard. These hormones are, and a lot of people don't think about it, but if you think about whenever it was that you decided you were gonna, take down a wall in your house or rearrange your closets or whatever, I bet there's a cycle. I bet it happens right around the same time every month. And then, you get that wall down and you're like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Like, hello, who's done that, right? So it's not that we're ADHD or ADD, or maybe kind of we are. Like, I definitely have some of those qualities, or squirrel, I'm onto something new. But a lot of it also has to do with our hormones. So we have to have a little bit of grace for ourselves. We have to have a little bit of understanding, and get a calendar and track it. So then, when you're I'm over this thing kicks in, then you have to work a little bit harder. That's then where you have to initiate that self-discipline and be like, oh no, we're finishing this. We're not going to go around this mountain every 2 weeks, right? Your exercise, that, when you don't feel like you have the energy to work that hard, you really shouldn't be. Lean into stretching, lean into a light walk. So those things are important. When you lose that energy, that's a natural part of your cycle. So don't fight it. Don't be like a slave to it, but don't also let that be your excuse to not do anything. You really have to mentally balance these things. Knowing that the hormones are driving things, you just can't make an excuse. You absolutely, I am not giving anybody permission to make your hormones your excuse to be a bitch, your excuse to be lazy, no, none of that. It is about knowing, and it's about taking control and not letting your hormones control you, right? They don't get to control you.